Hello there, ladies and gentlemen, Sigvald here and welcome back to another video. So in this one we're going to take a look at some soul raid fights, and I'm going to show you a team that might actually be very helpful for some people. In case you have Harbor Harley Quinn and no gears for her, you can still use the League of Anarchy at almost the peak performance as if you had the gears for Harbor Harley Quinn, but we'll get into that later. First up we have a fight against Vixen. She doesn't have too much going for her except for her tagging durations being longer. When you fight her, you're going to have a hard time tagging in. It's gonna take more time. And another thing that's gonna be very helpful for her is that she doesn't deal much damage, because we have Deathstroke here and we have Nora Snow Globe on Deathstroke, so we are going to have to get him killed. And I keep saying that I'm gonna remove the defense from his gears, but I keep forgetting. The thing is, we have maxed out defense on him, because before Nora Snow Globe you just wouldn't want him to die, and that's when I built him. But after I got that introduced, he actually has a lot of trouble dying. Also messed up with the first clone there. But he has a lot of trouble dying, and he never really has problems surviving, so I think removing the defense would actually make him die faster and thus allow more time for the clones to get in there. Again, this is a problem that we only encounter in the first and second tier of soul raids, because they're the enemy characters deal absolutely no damage, and in the higher tiers there's no problem, but still something I should look into. And yeah, the performance is not gonna be too hurt because of that clone not doing much. We got 1.2 mil. Usually you get with the peak performance 1.4 mil. That's what you should expect. Now we have a Vixen, not Vixen, excuse me, we have a Manta plus Classic Wonderman plus Silver Green Lantern fight. So here we have Jokerized Batterings on Manta, and we're going to keep applying the Jokerized Poison effect on Swamp Thing. I almost never applied with the special one, because the special one is going to not knock the enemy down, only stagger them, and it's gonna be quite rough to combo interrupt afterwards, and I just like the animation of the specialty far more, and only for 2 more power bars it's a bargain at that point. But right now we don't have that available, so until we used up the Green Lantern shield, we were able to spam special 1, and even that was not the most reliable thing, because as you saw with the last special 1, he blocked afterwards instead of starting to hit me, so that sucked ass. But yeah, we're just gonna combo interrupt him here and use third special. We're in the last minute of the fight, and with my Jokerized Batterings at level 8, I'm able to do 3 full combos before the poison effect actually expires. By the way, for passive stats, we're going to have level 5 Nora Snow Globe and third level Thermal Gloves, or level 4 at this point, I think, Thermal Gloves. But yeah, not insane artifact bonuses. They are, let's say, almost at half potential as they could have been if they were like maxed out. Now we have a quick fight here against Boss Supergirl with Mr. Freeze and Raven, and boy, she does do a lot of damage. I know she's got the Berserk passive that allows her to deal damage depending on the amount of power that she has, but I was expecting far lower values because of her tier. But she does a tremendous amount of damage, and I have Nora Snow Globe on Raven, and I was hoping for some healing from that, but that was sadly not the case, so I had to be a little bit careful. But other than that, we're fine. Special 2, gonna back out of that. Jump attack, 100 mil per second at this point. It's gonna be over for her quickly. I messed up there and almost lost all the darkness, but thankfully the freezing kicked in, and we were able to do a combo on her because of that. Now, because we have put her all the way to 1 HP, again the Beta Club dot damage cannot kill her. Because we have put her all the way to 1 HP, we have to let her kill a character, so we make sure we don't get the unusual gameplay bug where the game thinks we're actually hacking. There we go. Now for the next fight we have the Grodd plus Brainiac team, level 9 Beta Club on Grodd, and the Nora Snow Globe at level 5 and Thermal Gloves at level 4 on Robin. Now with this fight I need to be very careful and do it very well, because in our soul raids where I have for higher passive stats, and I think on ice soul raids I have actually the lowest passive stats overall, but yeah, in our soul raids it's no trouble. We're going to one-shot fights, I still have like 20-30 seconds left, but in this one is barely gonna be enough damage, so we need to do it perfectly to get anywhere close to 2 billion damage. Also, it's extra bad if you mess up against her Banshee, because she can randomly use the special 2 and tag your damage dealer out, and good luck dealing damage with your damage dealer being tagged out and locked out of the fight for like 20 seconds. There's actually a workaround that, like if that ever happens to you, just let her use special 2 on another character and she might tag in your character that she tagged out previously by that. But yeah, good luck if that happens. And we pin her to the corner, or we're just gonna keep combo interrupting her. It doesn't matter in this fight specifically, but I'm wondering if she keeps her defense that she has from the gear set, putting her at a pretty high amount of defense. But yeah, overall this fight went well in terms of gameplay, I don't have too many complaints, but the dot values that we're getting are not great and did not crit very often, so it's definitely gonna be a very, very close one. Do you think we can do it? We actually did it last moment with the last slap. Should have saved up a special 1 for the last bit of damage. But yeah, if you kill her, like, it can say you kill her with the beta clap if she's very low on health, but she'll still be alive with 1 HP. So I'm using this team here because I have special 2 disabled on Harley, and I actually have to tag in, do a full cycle. Raven, EPI, Harley. But we can just cut out the middleman and deal damage with EPI. Because Harley's passive, the passive where she gives more damage against stun targets, works for every single character in the game, not herself alone. But usually that's garbage, because the League of Anarchy has a specific synergy with that passive in terms of increasing their base damage, and then their dot damage on top of that, which is also increased by the base damage, so they get far more out of it than normal characters would, to put it simple. More damage on stun targets passive. And you can actually use EPI, and you can see we're dealing insane amounts of damage. We have Dark Metal cards on EPI, by the way, at level 6, and we have North Snow Globe at level 5, and D-Gloves at level 4. But this is absolutely insane damage that we're dealing on stun targets. This is the damage that we deal without the target being stunned, and it's basically on par, more or less, with Joker. So look, I don't know how I didn't see this so far, but completely ditch building Joker at this point. I mean, for Leaguers you can do that. Ditch building Joker, even if you have Harley without gears, build EPI. You could do Joker build and then set up combo for him, set up stun for him with EPI, but that's just too much work, and using EPI allows you to have basically an ultimate slot. Also, the rewards were, as usual, absolute garbage. Still no Soroids artifacts, rip. By the way, this is the EPI build, and it's not the greatest. I mean, it's fine. It has maxed out crit chance, maxed out crit damage. We have Dark Metal cards equipped. We could get 1 more crit damage roll and increase her damage tremendously. She has a very high amount of health. She's basically built to survive Grodd super move in League raids, so it could definitely take her a little bit further in terms of damage. And the Dark Metal cards at level 6 definitely helped out there. But the main thing is, let me go a little bit in depth. So we have this passive, right, which increases damage against stunned opponents. That's for every single character. Only the reduction in crit damage is applied to all League of Anarchy characters only. So you get this part on every single League of Anarchy character. Now, going back to EPI, EPI has the passive that actually gives dot damage to the League of Anarchy, and it is Toxins. So you're going to deal an additional percentage damage of your basic attack hits as dots. Now, it's going to be calculated the following way. The Harley passive is going to, first of all, increase your attack damage that you do with your basic attack hits, and then that is going to result in a dot value. That dot value is going to be again increased a second time by the Harley passive, and that's why we get this insane synergy. And as I said, you can use Last of Joker, I guess, and go EPI, Last of Joker, Harley, I guess. Not sure if it works if she dies, haven't tested that one out. Should work, but not sure. But what you actually should do is use EPI as the damage dealer, Harley as the support character, and Raven as the other support character, and deal 2 billion damage with no gears on Harley. You're welcome. Thanks so much for watching, and goodbye.
This is the future.